Hey, it's Tom from WPWithTom.com, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make a business website. And this is going to be a pretty basic website tutorial here. It's actually a one-page website that I've set up, so it doesn't have a whole lot involved. I really just go through each of the sections and show you how to create different aspects and edit different things on the site. So we make a logo, we go through setting up this contact form and linking it to you, so you're going to get the emails that are sent. We go over how to link buttons, how to edit text like this Bob's Electric right here. If we click on Learn More, it can drag us to another section where we talk about our company. Again, it goes over different services that we provide. If you clicked on this, it would take us to Get a Quote down at the bottom. And it goes over a lot of different things such as icons as well. There's a lot in this tutorial here that I try to show you as far as editing a site goes in a very basic tutorial that's beginner friendly. So if you're trying to follow a website tutorial where you can make a business website in less than an hour, then let's dive in and start creating this website together. Alright, so before we get started with actually creating our business website here, I first wanted to go over a few things that we should be aware of. So we're going to have costs, and that is going to be hosting. It will be about $5 per month on average. And if you sign up for a longer duration plan, such as a 3-year plan, you're actually going to pay less per month because of the longer commitment that you're making. If you're unsure about what hosting is, it's basically what keeps your website live and on the internet for people to be able to search and find it. So without hosting, your website actually won't be live on the internet. Next is a domain name, and a domain name is basically the URL or the address that people are going to need to find your website at. So as an example, you could have google.com, yahoo.com, facebook.com. These are all domain names. And if you don't have one, you can actually get it free for the first year. And this is offered by the hosting company here as part of their promotion when you sign up. So you get it free for the first year, and it's roughly $15 each year after that if you want to keep renewing the domain name and keep the website live and on the internet. Next is the WordPress CMS. And the WordPress content management system here is free and open source, and it's the most popular content management system for websites in the world. So it's easy to use and easy to set up, and I'm going to walk step by step how to set up your website with WordPress within this video. And lastly, we're going to use a WordPress theme and builder that are both free because I want to keep the cost down for people just getting started. So if this all sounds good to you, let's dive into how to make a business website now. Alright, so the host that I'm going to be recommending here is called Green Geeks, and I do have a link in the description. It's wpwithtom.com/greengeeks. If you do want to make sure that you're going to get the lowest discounted price when you're signing up for a plan here. If we go over to where it says WordPress hosting, we can get started. And actually right now when I'm recording this, it's Black Friday, so the prices are actually going to look a little bit lower. But I had some time off from work and I figured why not make a video like this to help people out. So here we have the EcoSite Lite plan, and there is one domain name hosted on this plan. So if you are a business owner and you only have one domain name and that's all you're going to want, you would want to go with the EcoSite Lite plan. If you want to create multiple websites, you would want the EcoSite Pro or Premium plan. I personally have a Lite and a Pro plan myself, and I'm going to be going through the process of signing up here. But those are the biggest things that you want to know. One domain name for the Lite plan and more than one for the others over here. So if we are happy with the plan, we'll just click Get Started here. And then you can decide on your domain name if you don't have one already. This is going to be the name of the website that people go to. So if you have a small business and you do not have a domain name yet, this is where you choose one right here. And if you already have an existing domain name, you can actually input that right in this spot right here and get an additional free year with it if you transfer it over to Green Geeks. So I'm going to go through the process as if we do not have a domain name yet, and I'm just going to put in wpwonderful.com, check the availability, and it says, congratulations, your domain name is available. Now if yours isn't available, you can try different things. You can try .net, .org, you can try different things, a hyphen you can even put in if you want, but there's different variations that you could try to search for if it's not available. From here you'd actually fill out your information for your account, and you want to then go down to where it says package information. So here you're going to see your different plans, and again these are slightly discounted because of Black Friday, but you're going to be able to get a 3-year plan, 2-year plan, or a yearly plan. It will tell you what it is per month. So it is a little bit cheaper again because of Black Friday, but you can see the different values here. I would recommend getting a longer plan. I personally sign up for 3-year plans or whatever the maximum is whenever I get hosting, just because it's going to pay for itself over time with the discount. And then we'll go down here. This is who is privacy. So if you want your website to be private and your information to be private, so your email and your phone number will not be online, you would want to agree to privacy. If not, you can uncheck that and it will discount about $10 off the price that it's currently showing. It's up to you if you have that or not. I personally like to have it, but then again, I also realize my information's probably out there anyway. So I'm kind of torn with that myself, but it's up to you. It's more of a personal preference if you want your domain name information private or not. So once you're happy with your decision here, you can go and put in your information for payment and then click Create Account and get started. Now, since I actually already have an account, I'm just going to go back over to Green Geeks, and I'm going to then go to where it says Customer Login and log in with the information, the email and password that I just set up in the last section right here for our sign up page. So I'm just going to type in my email and my password here. And once I'm ready, you can click Remember Me if you want, or just log in. If you forget your password, that's an option as well. And from here, we're going to be logged in to the dashboard of our hosting platform here. So I'm going to go navigate right over to where it says cPanel, and from here we're going to install WordPress. So to get started with installing WordPress, we can actually scroll down to the bottom and it says Softaculous Apps Installer, and we'll click on where it says WordPress. And here we just click Install Now. And if you set up a light plan, you're only going to have one domain name here, and you're going to want to change this right here to be https://. So what this will do when you make it HTTPS is it's going to make it more secure for visitors that come to your website. Here you're going to want to make sure that your domain name is selected, and then we can scroll down. This is going to be your site settings, so it's going to be my blog, my WordPress blog for right now. You can actually change that, and that's the information that displays at the top. So see, it says Green Geek Softaculous WordPress. That's the kind of information that will display at the top of your page. So if you have a plumbing business, you might want to make it Bob's Plumbing, and then you could put Serving Orlando, Florida, or something like this for the site details. Again, I can show you where we can change that as we go through this tutorial. So I'm just going to leave it as is for now. And so right here in the admin area, I'm going to just put in WP Fundamentals for me, just so I can remember it. This is going to be your username or your login. I would make it something that you can remember, and it is going to be case sensitive. So down here I'll put in my password. And right here you're going to want to put in a good email that you can actually remember to have it resent to if you forget your password. So you want this to be an email where you're going to be able to retrieve your password at. And from here you can change the site language if needed. I'm going to leave mine as English. And these are plugins that we can install. We'll get into that a little bit later as we go through this, but I'm going to leave that blank for now. And I'll just go and click Install. So now it's going to install. It's going to take a few seconds here, and then we're going to have our website ready. So right here it says administrative URL, and each time you go to log in, you're going to need to use the information that it says for administrative URL. So it might say yourdomain.com/wp-admin, and you're going to need to sign in with this wp-admin at the end of each time with the information that we just set up for the username and password. If you're having issues with that, I would recommend reaching out to Green Geek support, but for now I'm going to actually go back to the dashboard page here, and here we can go to where it says Security, Add SSL Certificate. So once I get over here, I would actually go and click Select Package. I put in WP Fundamentals, and then I put in my domain name and hit Continue. And then from here on the next page, I would select the free version for SSL certificates and enable it from there. And if you need help with this, you can actually go down to the live chat here in the lower left and ask them a question. And we should be able to get that set up pretty easily. It might take a few minutes to go into effect, but then after we have that in place, we can log in with our administrative URL. So it's going to be wpfundamentals.com/wp-admin for me, and I'll just click on that. And since we're clicking on it from here the first time, it should just log in automatically. And then we can actually X out of these two pages here. So now that we're in our site, I'm going to actually go through cleaning up the dashboard here a little bit, and this is called the dashboard. From here, if we were to go hover over where it says My Blog, I'm going to just right click and open it in a new link, and we can see right here in this new tab that we have our theme, and this is what our site looks like right now for wpfundamentals.com after the basic WordPress install. So I'm going to go back over here, and then I'm going to go to where it says posts, and I'm going to start cleaning up some of this. So it says hello world right here. That means our post right here is hello world, and that's where it shows. And there is a comment on this post. So if we delete this post here, it's like a blog post. We'll go to trash, and then we'll delete it permanently from here. Now if we were to go back over and refresh, it's no longer here, and the comment's no longer there as well. So it deletes that out of there permanently, and posts would be used in something like a blog. For this website, I'm not going to have a blog. I'm really going to focus on trying to have a website where we can drive leads to our fictional local business here. So if we continue on, we can go down to where it says pages, and here I'm going to trash the sample page. And from here I'll go to trash again and delete permanently. And that is how we delete a page from our site. So it says sample page up here. Again, if we refresh, now that's gone as well. So if we go down to where it says appearance and then go themes, we're going to see that we have different themes for each year. So you have 2020, 2019, 2017, 2016. I'm going to click on where it says theme details, and I'll click delete. And I'll do the same for 2017 and 2019. I'll leave 2020. So again, theme details and delete down here, and OK. Now we do have to have one theme as our active or current theme, and then I'm actually going to go into adding a new theme here as we go through this, but first let's clean up the site a little bit more. We'll go to where it says plugins, and right here I'm going to click on this to select both of them, and I'll just go to where it says delete and apply, click OK. We're going to delete them, and now there are no more plugins in here when we go to this section. And the last thing I wanted to do is cover some of the settings. If we go to where it says settings, general, here is where our site title and tagline is. So I'm going to make this an electrician website here for this example. So I'm just going to call this Bob's Electric, and I'll just put serving the Orlando area as the tagline. From here, I'm going to go down and I'm going to change the time zone so my site is on the correct time zone here. And I can also change the date, the time, what the week starts on. I'm going to make Sunday, and I'm just going to save these changes in here. So we can see that the changes are saved here where it says settings saved at the top. And from here, I'm actually going to add our theme. So if we go over to where it says appearance themes, I'm going to go to add new theme right here. And I'm going to search by popular because it usually comes up in here. I'm going to be using this one, the Astra theme. Now if it doesn't come up within this popular section, you can type Astra up here and it should come up. But here I'm just going to click on Astra, install, and it's going to take a moment to install our theme. Our theme is basically like our template that we can use for our website. Gives us more functionality. And here I'll click activate. And now I'm going to go into the 2020 theme here and delete this one as well. Click OK, and now we're back into our Astra theme. So it says, did you know Astra comes with dozens of ready-to-use starter site templates? So we can install the plugin to get started. I'm going to X out of that and this, and go over to where it says plugins, and we'll add a new plugin. So we're going to add the Astra starter site. So if we just type in here Astra starter site, it's going to come up with this plugin right here, Astra starter sites. Let's install this one now, and we'll activate it, and this will help set up our site to have our pre-made demo content that we can easily make a website based off of. So if we were to go back over here now and refresh this page, it's just going to look very generic with Bob's Electric right here, and it says serving the Orlando area up here as the tagline, so that has changed. Now let's go into where it says plugins, Astra starter sites. We'll click C library right here. And I'm going to select the Elementor builder. This is our free builder to go along with this free theme that we just spoke about. And I'm going to click next. And here we're going to have a lot of different template options that we can use. So I'm going to go to where it says free, but if you want to, you can upgrade to a pro plan with the link that I'm going to have pop up on the screen. And the ones that are included in the Pro plan are the ones that say agency right here in the upper right corner of each one. So if you were to hover over it and go through it, it would show you a preview, or you can click preview down here in the lower right. Let's go over to where it says free to get started, because we're going to be using a free one for this tutorial. And I'm going to just scroll down until I find one that I think is a good one that we can actually work off of. So if we go down, I'm going to end up using this one right here called Electrician. We can click preview. Let's take a look at it right now. And my goal for this website is to make it a one-page business website that we can use as this fictional local business. So we have a bunch of different pages on the site. We have an About Us, Services, FAQ, Contact, and we have the phone number, which I like displayed up here. I'm actually going to make it just one page. So when you click on About Us, it's going to scroll down to an area right here that talks about us. If you click on Contact, I'm going to change that, but it will go down to the contact form where you can receive a quote. So that's how I'm going to set it up. I think it makes it a little bit more mobile friendly, and most people are using mobile devices. So rather than having to change from page to page when they're trying to use data to access different things on a phone, we can just make it an easy to use one-page website with these anchor links that are going to make it go right to specific sections that the people want to view. So I'm just going to go to where it says import site right here, and it's going to start installing. I'm actually going to pause it real quick, and it's going to take about a minute to install here, and then I'll come back once it's done installing. Alright, so it says our install is complete, and now it says done. See, this is our website right here that we currently have, and if we were to click on view site, we can now see what the new site looks like, and it looks just like that demo that we saw. The only thing missing are these contact forms, which I'm going to go over how to set up, and we have one here that needs to go here as well, but we have each of the pages of this website all set up and ready to go. So what I'm going to do from here is I'm actually going to exit out of this Bob's Electric page. So we just have this one right here, which is our actual site right now on WPFundamentals.com. And we have back here, I'm going to X out of this and go back into the dashboard. So now we're back into our WordPress dashboard here. And from here, I'm actually going to create some different pages for our menu. So if we go over to where it says Appearance Menus right here, we can get started with creating some different things for our menu. So the first thing that we're going to want to do within our one-page website here is change our menu. So we have Home, About Us, Services, FAQ, Blog, and Contact right now. Now if you wanted to delete different pages from this menu, you'd simply just click on it and go to Remove. And if you want to reorganize them for some reason, you can just click, drag, and drop them in different locations in the order here. For me, I'm actually going to create all new pages here on our website, and I'll get into why as we start progressing through this. So I'm going to go down to where it says Custom Links, and here I'm going to write link text. So right here, I'm going to call this one Home, and here I'm just going to write the pound symbol and write Home, and then I'm going to click Add to Menu. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to drag this one and put it up here, and then I'm also going to do the same thing down here. I'm going to just write About Us for link text, and here I'm just going to write the pound symbol and About. I'm going to keep these lowercase in just one word instead of About Us. I'll put About there for the custom link. For services, I'm going to do the same thing, write services here, and I'm going to write pound symbol again and services. I'm actually going to end up deleting the FAQ page right here, removing that one, and I'm going to add Contact. I'm actually going to make it say quote right here, and here I'll put pound symbol and then quote and add that to the menu. So now I have these in the menu. I'm going to save the menu. I'm going to make sure it's my primary menu and save it. And then we're going to actually navigate over here to the front page here of the website. So it's going to be whatever your domain name is, and at the top we'll hit Edit with Elementor. And this is going to take a moment to load. So once it loads, we're going to see all our new pages here at the top. So what I'm going to do from here is I'm actually going to click on each section at the top. So it says Edit Section in the middle. I'll just click on that. If you want to, you can right click on it. And I'm going to go to where it says Advanced right here on the left side. And here we have our CSS ID. So in here, I'm actually going to write what I'm trying to have this page linked to. So this I want to be the home section of our page here. So I'm going to have this in here as home. And then I'm just going to click update down here. And then I'm going to just go back into here for an example. So if we want to, we can then go and delete this home page out of here. We're going to keep the one that says custom link. So we're going to end up doing this for each of these. If you want to, you can actually delete them out of there now. So we're going to have just the custom links here. And I'll save that menu. I'm going to go back over here. And for now, I'm actually going to go down to where it says preview changes with this eyeball. And once I click that, you'll see that we have home, about, services, quote. So if I click on that, it actually just lowers us down to this home section right here. And if we click about us, it's going to just go nowhere right now because we haven't set that one up. So what we need to do is navigate back over to here, and for our about us section, I'm going to make this one, when we click about, link to this section. So what I'll do is I'll click right here, edit section, go to where it says advanced, and here for the CSS ID, I'm going to put about, just as we put earlier, and I'll click update. Now I'm going to do the same for services, which is next. I'll scroll down here, and this is basically our services section. I'll just right click on this, click edit section. Again, I'll go over to where it says advanced, and I'm going to put in services where it says CSS ID, and I'll click update. And lastly, we're going to have our quote down here. It says request a quote. So if we right click right here, edit section, advanced again, CSS ID, and I'm going to write in quote, and I'll just click update. And now if we were to open a new preview right over here, you can see what our website looks like. We have home, about us, services, and quote. So if we click on home, it just goes down to this section. About us will scroll us automatically down here. Services will take us right down to the section about our services, and then quote will take us down here so someone can request a quote. So that is how you can easily set up your menu to easily reflect a one-page website. And now we can start editing different elements with Elementor. So I'm just going to exit out of here, and I'm going to scroll back up to the top of the site, go back over here, and click on this icon right here in the upper right of Elementor. And let's just walk through some of the things in our Elementor builder before we actually start diving in and editing our website. Alright, so the first thing I'm actually going to do is just refresh this to clean up this menu so we don't have so many items in it. If we just refresh right up here in the upper left, it's going to take a second, and then we're going to see a new menu on our screen. Alright, so there we are with the new menu in place here. Home, about us, services, and quote, just like I showed you earlier. Now, Elementor is actually very easy to use, and I love that it has this free version. This free version right here has 30 different elements that you can add to your website. And if you want more, I'm going to have a link come up on the screen now for the pro version. It is paid, but it does come with a whole lot more flexibility. This is great for getting started and to make a website. And honestly, it might be enough for you. It really depends on what you're trying to do with your website. But I just wanted to throw that out there before we dive in. So there's a few different things that I wanted to cover. So down here is the navigator right here. And this allows you to reorder sections throughout the website by just clicking and dragging them. So let's just go down to the bottom here. If I click on this, it automatically scrolls. And it shows me that this is the bottom section down here. If I wanted to, I can drag it and drop it above the quote form right here, and now this map right here from the bottom section is above it, and I can drag it and drop it down below again, and now it's back down at the bottom. So you can rearrange sections all throughout your site with the navigator. I'm actually going to click out of that right here. The next one over here is the history button, and if we click on that, you can see things that you've done in your history. So it shows that I just moved it. If I wanted to revert back to a different place within the design process, I can do that, and you can almost think of it as like a very powerful undo button because you can jump to different places throughout the design process. So I'm also going to show you down here we have responsive mode, and you can view what it looks like on a tablet or on a mobile phone as well, so you get a whole idea and look of what your website will look like on each device. Luckily for us, the Aster theme is a great theme and it comes mobile friendly already. And Then if we wanted to, we can also go right up here. I'm going to click over here so we can see all the elements again, and that's how you would do that. The last one down here we actually already checked out was preview changes, and that will just open a new tab outside of the builder. So the builder isn't here anymore once you open this. And if we just exit out of here, we're going to go back in here where the builder is. And the last thing that I wanted to go over is right here. If you click on this, you can easily view the page or exit to the dashboard and go back to our WordPress dashboard area from this spot. So with this brief overview of Elementor out of the way, let's actually get into starting to use Elementor by clicking on the square icon right here and having these 30 different elements that we can start editing our website to choose from. Alright, so over here, the first thing I wanted to do is go over editing text, and it's actually very easy to edit text with this. You actually can click right here onto the screen and just start editing text right on the screen just like that. If you wanted to, you can edit the form as well, and you can go into something like style right here to change the color. So right here it says text color. You can make that black if you want. You can make this black up here, again going to style and just making it darker. And you could do that all throughout each of the elements on here and just edit the elements right on the screen. So right here, this is an H1, which is the largest text that you can have on your website. And if we were to go down here, you can see this is a P for paragraph text, which is just basic text that's going to be on your site in a normal size for your website. So there's all different sizes, H1, H2, H3, and you can go through them and get more familiar with them, but H1 is for important text that you want to stand out. So if our fictional company here is called Bob's Electric, we might want to then make this say Bob's Electric, because you really want to hit on that phrase or that keyword here with an H1. And then you might want to say the best electrician in the Orlando area or something like that. You want to be able to hit on keywords with an H1 tag. It's better for optimization for your website in terms of being found in Google or Yahoo or Bing or one of the search engines out there. So you can click update to make those changes go into effect. And the next thing I wanted to do is actually show you how to change this image. Now I actually kind of like this image and I had a hard time finding a better free one than this. But if we wanted to get a new image, we can go right here, edit section, and you want to right click on it, edit section, go over to where it says style again, and here is our image. So to change that, we're going to have to find an image and then replace this one here. If you just wanted to delete the image and have nothing there, you could hit delete right here with this remove button. But I'm going to go over to a website and it's free to use images. It's called pixabay.com, and on here I'm just going to search for electrician. And once the images pop up, you can see that there's some free to use images here. I'm actually going to click on this one to use as an example here to just show you if you wanted to use one, you could use a free download right here. If you wanted to download it, you would click 1920 by whatever it may say here. It might be 1280, might be 1080, but it's going to be the one that's 1920x and then whatever this number is. And then you would just click download to do a free download of the image. And then if we go actually out of here and you wanted to upload it to the site, you would just click on here and then you go to upload images, select images, and you would then add your image right into the website there. So that's how you would do that. Another thing that I want to show you is if you wanted to, you can actually change how the image is displayed here. So it says default right now. So if we scroll, you see the image just goes like that, and if we change it to be fixed, it gives us this thing called a parallax effect. And if you see now, the image stays still but the text is rising when we scroll. So it's not like that by default. When we scroll, the image just goes away, but when you do it by fixed, it gives you a parallax effect, and then you see the image of the man right here working on the electrical work in the background. It stays there while the text moves. So I like this effect. It's a very popular one to use. I'm going to leave this as fixed. I'm just going to click update here. The reason why I wanted to actually show you that website Pixabay is just if you need images for your website and other parts of your website, maybe down here you could use them, or if you wanted to use a different image here, you could use that. I'm actually going to end up deleting this section out of here in a second, but first I wanted to just go from the top down and start here. If we click on where it says no more right here, we can then see over here we have this link area, and I'm just going to make this say about. So it's going to be the pound symbol and about for the link. And then where it says know more, I'm going to just make it say learn more, because I want people to be able to learn more about Bob's Electric, which is the best electrician in the Orlando area. So if they want to learn more about the company, it would then take them to our about area on our site. So let's just click update here, and let's go down here and preview the changes in a new tab. And from here, if we just click learn more, it's going to scroll them down to the about section of our website where they can learn more about what we're doing within our company here. So I'm going to go back here and just X out of that page, and next I'm actually going to scroll down here, and I'm going to end up deleting this section out of here where we have this know more area right here. But if you want to do that, you can actually just click right here on this X, or you can go within each section and then go right click delete, or you can just go up here again and just delete the whole section like that. And that's what I'm going to do. So it's just basically going to take them right down to the quality work through dedication. If you wanted to add more here, you could. If you wanted to leave that image and that text there, you could, and just edit that as per what you want to have on your site. But I just wanted to show you how to delete a section there. Again, you can go down here to the history and go back to the different areas within the site if you wanted to add them back in and then save it. I'm going to go back to where we were with it removed and just again hit update, and I'm going to then go back over to the Elementor icons by clicking that box up there, and here we can actually edit more information on our site. So right now we have these three different services, or these types of services, called residential, commercial, and industrial services, and here we can actually link to them as well. So for our contact us, it's actually our contact forms up here, but our request a quote is down here. So I want to actually make these go to where it says request a quote. So I'm going to again click on this, and I'm going to just write get a quote. I'm actually going to then copy that, but here I'm going to do the pound symbol and quote. I believe that was our anchor tag from earlier, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. Again, I'm going to just paste in get a quote, and then here it's going to be the pound symbol and quote, and here it's going to again be get a quote and the text and pound symbol quote. So once we update that for all of them, I'm again going to take a new look at this page in this tab here. I'll scroll down here. If we go to this, click on it, it takes us down to the quote section, and that should be the case with all three of these. It will take us down for people that want to get a quote on a specific type of service that they want on their actual electrical related work. So that makes me think of something up here. I should have went over this earlier. So if we go up here on this form, we can actually go and click on here, edit shortcode, and within here we see this shortcode area that says WP Forms ID equals 8. If we went back over into our dashboard and we went to where it says WP Forms, we'd want to make sure that our form matches up. So this is the request callback. So this is going to be the request form. If we click edit on that, the big thing you can do is you can add different items in here. If you want to add different choices, or you want to delete something, you can click delete from here. But the thing that I wanted to show you is if we go over to settings, notifications, here you want to make sure your email address is going to be a good email where you can actually receive emails from when people use that contact form. So you want to do that and then just save it, and that will make that change go into effect. Now if we X out of here, we can do the same thing with the contact form. You can edit that, and if you want to, again, you can change any of this information if needed. And let's just add an example here. If we want to do a multiple choice, and I'm going to add that in there, and I'm going to delete the purpose of contact, and I'm going to then name this one type of work, and here I'll just make it say first choice is going to be, what were the three options? Residential, commercial, and industrial. So if you wanted to, you can make this one residential, I'm probably going to spell these wrong, commercial, and industrial down here. And those would be your three choices that they could choose from, and you can also choose to make it required if you want down here. If you want to require someone to fill that out in the form, you can do that there. I'm going to just save that and again go over to settings, notifications right here, and make sure that you have a good email in here to be able to receive those emails that you get from these people that are emailing you wanting a quote. So I'm going to X out of here, and that is how you would update both the form up top here and the form all the way at the bottom down here as well. So the other things that I want to go over here are with this area. So let's say if you click on this, I'm going to just right click right here, edit image. This is an actual image here that was uploaded into the site. So you can see it right here. It's an actual image. So let's just say you wanted to add an icon and you didn't like one of these images. Let's just say you didn't like this one right here, insurance inspections. I'm going to then just right click on this one and I'm just going to delete it right from here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to where it says icon and I'm going to drag in an icon right here and put it into this spot. So it might look a little weird. It's a blue star by default, but if we just click on where it says icon, you can see there's all these different options. From here you can actually check different things. So let's just say you wanted to look for something that would be more in line with inspections, or if you wanted a completely different blurb, you could just do a thumbs up, for example, if that's something you wanted, and just insert that in here. And then you can actually go over to where it says style and you can change the color of it. So let's just make it dark like that, and now you have a thumbs up for insurance inspections. Just as an example, there's just so many different options. So right here, this one says wiring upgrades. I think that almost looks more like a plant than wiring upgrades myself. So let's just say we wanted to delete that one. Again, you can right click, delete. I'm going to then drag in another icon area right here with this element. And I'm going to just change it right above it. So if we just click on the star here, again, we can change that. And if you wanted to just do something, I don't know, I'm just going to put in a chart because it says improvements. And I'll just do that right here. Insert it in. And then I'll go to style. Again, I'll click on primary color and I'll just make it black as well. So you can do that for each of the things. These come with these nice pictures that are good for an electrician website, but let's just say you're making one for a plumbing business or a landscaping business or something like that. For example, you have so many different options that you can choose from within those icons that might fit a different business better than these just images that come within a website like this. So I just wanted to show you that as an option, really. Again, you can edit all this text in all these areas very easily. I just don't want to go through that and show you, okay, you just type in here and you just start writing blah, blah, blah. And each one, because it will get so repetitive and boring for you, you need to put in the text that are going to best fit for you. Again, if you don't need all 6 of these, you can go and click delete and it will delete the 3 in a section. Or you can actually go and delete 1 out of a section. So let's just say you only want 2 different items in each section. I can go right here and I can right click and delete, and now it goes to 2. And then I can literally just go up here and delete 1 up here as well, and then we just have 4 different things instead of the 6 displaying. Again, you can go back into the history and change it if you want. I'm just going to click update here to make them all go into effect, but I really wanted to show you how to add these icons from the left side. Another thing, if you wanted to add something about the quality of work, what you could do is you can add another icon over here. Maybe this star icon from over here would be a good fit. You can just drag and drop that right in here. And I know it looks a little weird off to the left here, but if you wanted to, you can go and center it. And you can also go into style and you can make it larger if you want. Something like that might be good right at 50. And then you can again change the color like everything else on here and make it something that fits better with the overall look of the website. So you can do that and easily edit that and make it look like you're a 5-star company if that's something you want to talk about. It adds a little more credibility with the stars in my opinion. And if we scroll down again here, we can go to this Why Choose Us section. Again, you can easily edit the text here. I think this no more is getting a little repetitive here because we have it in learn more or get a quote now. It says we have learn more up here, request a call, and we already have down here send a message button. So we have a lot of buttons on this page, and for a one-page website, that's a lot. So I'm actually going to go right here, right-click, and delete that out of each of these. Right-click, delete, and right-click, delete. Again, if you wanted to change the image in the background here, what you could do is you could just right-click on it, edit column, Style, go to where it says the picture right here, this image, and right here, something you should be aware of, it says 400 by 400. That would be the ideal size for an image. So if you had a larger one like this right here, you'd want to go to where it says Edit Image, and you can reduce the size of it if needed, or crop the image as well. There's a lot of different options you can have in here. I'm actually going to exit out of that, and I'm just going to add the image. It should resize on its own, and see it fits pretty well in there. So that's how you would change an image in that spot. Again, you can easily edit the text. You can change this to be a different icon. There's so many easy changes that you can make on here, and I really just want to show you a brief overview here of how to change these things and make it a nice, quick one-page website that you can start collecting leads for your business from. So if we go down here to the bottom, this is another thing that I know a lot of people may be looking at is social media. If you wanted to, you can right click on this, edit social links, and I don't know how much the business would be on things like Instagram or maybe even Google Plus these days. So let's just say you wanted to delete Instagram from here, you would just simply click delete. If you wanted to update your Facebook page, you would click on this, the actual Facebook icon, and put your link in here. So then once you do that, you can just click update once your link is in there. And that is how you would actually update your social icons here. Again, if you wanted to, you could style them by changing the color. Maybe you do this for each one. And then we just click update again, and that makes those go into effect. I don't think these useful links is very necessary right here, so I'm actually going to go and right click in this section, and I'll delete. And now we're left with just this and the map. So what you can do to edit this link for your map here is you can go right click, edit Google Maps, and then you can put in the address of your business here if that's something you want to show on the map here. This is just an example one in here for now, but you can then go and add your address in here, and then again you want to just click update. So that's how you change social media, change your map, change this contact form, and you can change the text within this area, add different icons in here, change the text as well, make this quote button go down to the form at the bottom, add these stars for this and center them, update this form so it goes to you, change this text here, change this button right here, and I showed you how to update this image as well. So there's really not a whole lot left here, but I did want to show you how to create a logo if you want to make one for your website here. So the site that I would recommend going to is called logomaker.com, and that's Logomakr. There's no E in it. So when we get here, I'm just going to X out of here, and up here we have images that we can use. Over here there's tools like text, paint bucket, shapes that we can use, and you can save it up here in the right. So that's just a brief walkthrough here. If we go in here and we type in electrician, it will give us different icons for our logo that we could use here. And I'm just going to go with this one right here for our logo, and I'm going to then resize it, make it a little smaller. If you want, you can flip it going a certain way. I'm going to have it like this, go a little bit smaller. The size isn't that important, believe it or not, in this spot. And then I'm going to use this color wheel to make it blue so it fits with our site. And right here I'm going to then add text, and I'm going to resize this as well and make it take up basically the size of the person here. So I'm just going to make this one say Bob's Electric, and again I'm going to resize it and put it in closer to him, and I'm going to make it bold here. And again, you can change the color of the text right here if you want. I'm just going to leave it like that, just a simple quick logo. If you want to, you can go into a lot more depth, and I do have a link in the description that's going to be able to help you make a logo as well if you want to pay someone to do it for you. But this is just a quick run through of how you can make one. And here you would just go to where it says save logo, and it asks you if you want to pay to download the files and have free high resolution use with a full license. I'm actually going to hit no and do the lower quality file here, and I'm going to save the file. And from here I'm going to just go back over to the site, and I'm going to actually go over into the dashboard this time, and I'll go to where it says appearance and customize right here. And here we're going to be able to add our logo, and we can actually add it as a fav icon if we want as well. So what we're going to do is go to where it says header, site identity, and right now it says Spark Electricians. I'm going to remove that and remove that from here as well. And I'll just go to select logo, upload files, and I'm going to then go to where my downloads are at, and then I'm going to find where that logo is and just drag it in here. Now what you're going to want to do here is change the name, so I'm going to just make this a Bob's Electric logo, and you want this to also probably be the alt text because this can help you as far as having to correct alternative text. And here you can resize the logo to fit or crop it. Here I'm just going to crop it so it fits pretty well, and I'm just going to click crop image in the lower right, and now it says Bob's Electric right there. So we can actually go and resize this if needed. Different logo for mobile devices. I'm going to leave that as is. And right here where it says logo width, I'm going to then make this smaller right here. So you can change the size as needed to adjust your logo. For your logo right here, I'm going to just go 140, and that's just going to be Bob's Electric, easy peasy logo right there. So if you want to, you can also add something like that as your site identity. I know it's not going to look great here, but I wanted to show you what it actually is when you have a site identity. So the site identity is going to be at the top of the website, and it's actually hard to fit it in here, but I'm just going to use this for this example and hit crop image. And up here it will then say Bob's Electric right here at the top. You probably want to use an icon. See, with this logo maker they have this as their icon. You might want to use only this image here as your actual Fav icon right here, and download just that and put it as the Fav icon on your website for the site icon right here. So that's where you would do that. You would add it there. Again, here's the site title and tagline if you want to change that. But I'm going to actually go over to this where it says edit this widget, and right here is our phone number. So you can add a phone number right here if you want, and then it will go into effect on the website, and people can contact you very easily if they have a call or maybe they need emergency service or something like that. That is where they can have your phone number to call you and easily get into contact with you. So I'm just going to publish this right here. I'm going to X out. I'm going to X out of the logo maker as well. And let's go and preview the changes that we've made on the site up to this point. It's basically done at this point. And now we can see that the logo is in effect over here. So if you were on the site, you can now see the site is pretty much complete at this point. Again, you can edit all this text and these images very easily. And I didn't want to go over it over and over again and make it very repetitive for you. I really wanted to just show you how to make a quick website where you can actually generate leads for your local business. So I hope that was helpful for you if you were trying to find a way to make a website that you can generate leads for. And if you wanted to learn how to make a business website, I really hope that this tutorial was helpful. If you did find it helpful, please consider subscribing to my channel and giving this video a like. I hope to see you in future videos. Have a good one.